When the series Working Girl was canceled in 1990, Sandra Bullock decided to keep acting, no matter what.
And I guess you don't hold anything sacred, huh? I guess you've just seen so much in this world that you've developed this profound philosophy that there's nothing worth caring about. Is that it?
While filming the jungle drama Fire on the Amazon, the 26-year-old even agreed to go topless for a racy love scene on one condition. The movie's director promised not to reveal too much of Sandra.
I had duct tape in all the places because I didn't trust them, with good reason. So what people don't realize, duct tape, it's very sticky, and once it adheres to certain textures, very tricky getting it off. So that was probably the most difficult role to date.
In the fall of 1990, she played a geeky scientist in the low-budget romantic comedy Love Potion No. 9.
It was a small project. I didn't have huge stars in it. It was myself and Tate Donovan, and that was it.
The movie barely made a blip at the box office, but it paid off in other ways for Sandra and her co-star Tate Donovan.
They pretty much picked up where the film left off in terms of them as a couple, you know, very spirited, very carefree.
They were a very solid couple. They'd have dinner parties and, you know, they'd go on trips together.
Her and Tate are my son's godparents. When we realized we were going to have a baby, you know, it was never even a question of who to ask.
Meanwhile, Bullock was getting noticed in a string of impressive supporting roles. In The Vanishing, she played the missing girlfriend of Kiefer Sutherland.
I remember one day we were shooting a scene in a gas station where she disappears. And I remember she did, in fact, disappear. She was off in the back of the gas station on this lawn, and she was playing games with all these kids because they were getting so bored, and she wanted them to have a really nice time making a movie. And that's when I kind of realized how special Sandra was.
You can give me the lead, right? Yeah.
On screen, Sandra flexed more than just her acting muscles in her next movie, the sci-fi action flick Demolition Man.
I've got a mean right hook now, and I know how to hang out with the biggest. It was a lot of fun. They were great. I mean, it wasn't any different than doing a smaller film. It just had more money and more craft service.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's go blow this guy.
Away. Let's blow this guy away.
Whatever.
Bullock enjoyed going head-to-head with the Italian stallion.
He said I'm like one of the guys, and that was okay at the beginning. But then he said I was like his brother. I think it's just the wardrobe. I think I need to put on a dress very soon because I'm losing my femininity.
Demolition Man premiered in October 1993 and became Bullock's first #1 hit. At the same time, director Jan de Bont was on the lookout for a gutsy gal to star opposite Keanu Reeves in a fast-paced thriller called Speed.
We got a lot of pressure from the studio to look for names, and we really have to go for somebody who is like unique, who has like a believability factor that is so strong that you can really, you know, accept that this woman is driving the bus. When I saw Sandy, it's like she jumped out. It was like the instant I saw her that she's gonna be it.
Keanu agreed.
Yeah, there was an instant chemistry between the two. A little combative, a little bit playful. Like that, you could see that if those two would be on the screen together, that there would be some sparks flying.
There's a lot of great actors on this thing, and you know, Keanu Reeves is very handsome and attractive and very dashing leading man who every woman in America swoons over. Oh, God.
It completely, you know, they could finish each other's sentences.
For Sandra, the rush was all too real.
It's scary because the bus is so huge. Just when it turns, it's like 3/4 of the bus just seems to careen over on two wheels and go, oh, don't worry about it, it'll be fine, we're not going anywhere. And so all of a sudden you see everybody sliding over to one side and you're like, I have a problem with this. But it's, you know, it's all part of the job.
She was really good at it, you know. And we had, you know, once in a while we had a secondary drive on the roof of the bus. But he was never necessary. He could really handle the bus.
And here, Jan is setting up shots where these cars are flipping and crashing around me, and he didn't tell me. Which is good in the long run because my reactions are genuine, but it's bad when you're right there up against the glass and he didn't tell you. So it was really frightening.
Bullock's driving was so good, she received a special honor.
I was made an official member of the Bus Drivers Union, and I'm now a Class C driver. I've got the little badge, I'm number 200.
So it's a very exciting day in my life. I got a career to fall back on now.
Speed hit theaters on June 10th, 1994, and went on to gross nearly $350 million worldwide.
It was a huge thing for Sandra because to give an actress such a big part in an action movie and it made her, you know, she was as much a hero as Keanu was.
As Sandra's career picked up momentum, her relationship with Tate Donovan took a back seat. By the fall of 1994, their 4-year romance was officially over. Bullock threw herself into her next project, an offbeat romantic comedy called While You Were Sleeping. The role of a solitary ticket clerk resonated with Sandra.
Everybody can identify with being lonely a little bit, I think. You know, just different levels of it. You go home Saturday night, you watch Baywatch, you eat out of a cereal box, things like that. The big loser syndrome. Not that that ever happens to me.
$45 for a Christmas tree and they don't deliver? You order $10 worth of chow mein from Mr. Wong's, they bring it to your door. Oh, I should have gotten the blue spruce, they're lighter.
Shooting in Chicago during the winter of 1994, Bullock impressed her colleagues.
She had prepared a whole Thanksgiving dinner for everybody who was there. You know, when you're on location, it could get very lonely. And she cooked the turkey herself, and her folks were there.
That's my mom, my dad.
Hi, Doc.
That's Dad. That's the mom right there.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, how are you?
While You Were Sleeping opened #1 at the box office in April 1995. Sandra had arrived.
I've just been lucky, you know. I had a couple people fight for me at the beginning where studios said, we don't want her, we don't like her, we don't understand her. And they said, well, I do, and I would like to use her. And those people know who they are and gave me a great, great opportunity.
Next, Bullock went for a change of pace in the cyber drama The Net. Then she starred in the John Grisham suspense film A Time to Kill. Sandra became fast friends with newcomer Matthew McConaughey.
We had a lot of fun. It was very easy to get over the intimidation of working with somebody like her.
At 31, Sandra Bullock was living her Hollywood dream. But reality was never far behind. Sandra was dealt a blow when she learned that her mother, Helga, was diagnosed with cancer.
She was caught up in the middle of this film. She couldn't call in sick, you know, and take a couple days off work. She had to continue to work and rise to the occasion, you know. She's really strong like that, though.
We didn't tell many people. We kept it really, really close to the cuff. So, I mean, and I was always worried about in hospitals if there were, you know, crazy people who'd want to get a picture. But, you know, they were really, really good. And if they knew and they didn't say anything, I so appreciate it. And maybe they just didn't know. I think because we weren't allowed to talk. We just didn't talk about it.
Coming up, Sandy gets soaked.
It's the worst piece of crap ever made.